Owen stood at the entrance of the bustling café. The warm aroma of coffee filled the air, mixing with the sound of laughter and chatter. Owen had been looking forward to this gathering for days. Friends from work were coming together to relax after a long week. Yet, as they entered, a wave of anxiety washed over Owen. The crowd felt overwhelming, and the idea of starting a conversation made Owen's heart race. They felt small among the groups that already formed. It was as if they stood outside a glass wall, unable to join the fun. This feeling was not new to Owen. Many times in the past, Owen had struggled to connect with others. No matter how friendly the atmosphere seemed, they found it hard to start conversations. Words often mixed in their mind, and Owen feared saying the wrong thing. Every smile from someone else felt like a reminder of Owen's loneliness. Standing at the door, Owen felt an urge to turn around and leave. The comfortable silence of home started to sound appealing. But deep down, the desire to connect with others pushed Owen to stay. As the groups inside chatted, Owen felt the pressure growing. The loud laughter made the weight of uncertainty heavier. Each glance at a friendly face reminded Owen of their struggle with social situations. It seemed like everyone else knew how to laugh and talk. They moved easily from one group to another, while Owen felt trapped. This intense social pressure made their heart race. Owen's palms were sweaty, and their thoughts twisted in a tight knot. Would they fit in? Would anyone even notice if they left? This scenario is very relatable. Many people at some point feel anxious in social settings. It does not matter how big or small the event may be. It could be a party, a meeting after work, or a chance meeting at a friend's house. Feeling isolated or unsure is a common experience. Whether it's the fear of judgment or the stress of trying to make a good impression, many understand this challenge. People from all walks of life, young or old, face this issue. It is easy to think that one is alone in feeling this way. Yet, the truth is social struggles unite us. Everyone wants to connect with one another. When we realize that many share this fear, the burden lightens. The cafe scenario holds a mirror to our social fears. Recognizing that social skills can be improved gives hope. Like Owen, we can learn ways to engage with others and build relationships. This story begins in a familiar place, capturing a moment that is both uncomfortable and universal. It provides a canvas for growth and a chance to explore the path of personal development through enhancing social skills. As Owen takes a deep breath and steps further into the cafe, they set the stage for a journey of change. With every step, the hopes of making meaningful connections grow stronger, and so does the challenge of facing those feelings of isolation and disconnection. This is where the adventure starts, and this is where Owen's story truly begins. As Owen entered the cafe, their heart continued to race. In the bright light and noise, they felt the weight of the world on their shoulders. Every face seemed happy and carefree. Owen took a deep breath, but the anxiety wouldn't leave. It felt as if there were two realities. One where everyone was social and confident, and another where Owen stood by themselves, feeling alone and unsure. Owen tried to remember the last time they enjoyed an event like this. Parties and gatherings were usually difficult for them. They often felt trapped by the fear of saying something silly or uninteresting. Even small talk felt like climbing a mountain. Owen often wished they could be different, more outgoing and relaxed. Why couldn't they laugh easily with others? Why did every new social event feel like a heavy weight? At their last work party, Owen had felt just as lost. They stood awkwardly near the snack table. While others chatted and laughed, Owen picked at a piece of fruit. They wanted to join in but felt unsure of how to start a conversation. They watched as coworkers easily shared stories about their weekends or funny moments at work. Owen remembered feeling invisible. Each laugh from others only deepened their feeling of loneliness. In that moment, Owen experienced a wave of hopelessness. It seemed that everyone around was enjoying themselves, and Owen was left out. They wished they could reach out. Every social event felt like the same struggle, repeating itself with no end in sight. Saying hello or asking questions was hard. It was almost as if fear held them back, keeping Owen stuck in silence while others connected. As Owen stood in the cafe, the painful memories echoed. They repeated the same excuses in their mind. Maybe next time will be easier, or I'll just leave early today. But there was a small voice in Owen's heart that wanted to push back. They knew they could change. They did not want to feel this way forever. Owen yearned for friendship and laughter, even if it felt challenging. They wanted to connect, learn to speak, and experience warmth in social situations. Encouragement bloomed inside Owen, growing every time they thought, "I can do this." They remembered support from friends who believed in them. Maybe they were not alone after all. Owen took a moment to gather their courage. They silently promised themselves to step forward and try. Facing that fear was the first step toward change. Slowly, Owen approached a small table with a few familiar faces. Clutching their drink tightly, they willed themselves to stay. It was time to face the struggle of social interaction head-on. The nerves still buzzed, but determination replaced part of the fear. Owen understood that they could take control of the situation, even if it was difficult. This small step, being in the café, facing overwhelming feelings, was the beginning of their journey to overcome social difficulties. Owen felt ready to embrace it. As Owen gathered their courage, they approached the small table where some co-workers chatted. The moment felt daunting, but Owen wanted to connect. They stood just a step away and watched the group laugh together. Owen could not hear exactly what they were saying, but their smiles were bright. With a deep breath, Owen decided to step closer. "Hi, everyone," Owen said, trying to sound natural. But as soon as they spoke, all eyes turned toward them. The warm smiles quickly faded into expressions of surprise. Owen felt heat rise in their cheeks. Silence filled the space for a brief moment, and Owen's heart sank. Did they say something wrong? They quickly wished they could take back the "Hi, hey Owen," one coworker finally replied, slightly awkwardly. "What's up?" Owen felt unsure of how to move the conversation forward. The brief pause felt like an ocean of awkwardness, stretching endlessly. They wanted to respond, but the words stuck in their throat. Owen could not think of anything interesting to say. The laughter from earlier faded into the background. To ease the tension, Owen tried to join in and ask a common question. "So, how is everyone?" But as Owen asked, another person jumped in to share a fun story about a recent weekend camping trip. Suddenly, Owen's voice felt small and lost. The tension rose as the lighthearted mood continued, and Owen could not catch a moment to share their thoughts or find a connection. Minutes felt like hours as Owen stood among them. They offered nervous smiles, but inside they felt unseen. The thoughts raced through Owen's mind. Why did I even try? I should have just stayed home. Owen wanted to leave but forced themselves to stay at the table. They wanted to belong but saw how hard it was becoming. Feeling heavy-hearted, Owen tried to mirror the energy of the group. They nodded and laughed softly at jokes that they did not completely understand. When a question offered a chance to join in, Owen jumped at the opportunity. "What about you, Owen?" someone asked. "Have you ever gone camping?" Immediately, Owen felt a rush of pressure. They had not been camping before. Owen stammered, No, I haven't really camped." The words felt weak and unconvincing, as though they barely belonged in the conversation. The group quickly moved on with their stories, and Owen felt the weight of disappointment settle in. So many missed connections felt like stacking blocks that kept falling apart. Conversations were meant to flow freely, but Owen felt as if they were stuck. Owen's social struggles turned into a reflection of their fears. Every attempt to join nearly gasped for breath under the pressure of awkward moments and missed chances. Despair crept into Owen's heart. They found themselves wishing they could disappear. Why did conversation need to feel so hard? In that moment, Owen felt alone in the busy cafe filled with laughing people. The fear of failure grew stronger. It became clearer that making connections would not be easy. It would take more than just showing up. Owen had to find the inner strength to overcome these challenges. Little did Owen know, this struggle was a step towards growth, that connections could be built, even from the most awkward moments. The laughter from the group faded, and Owen felt lost in the noise. They stood there, fighting against the urge to flee. Each failed attempt to connect echoed in their mind. Instead of feeling welcomed, Owen felt embarrassed and small. As the conversation flowed around them, it seemed like a reminder that they couldn't keep up. Owen glanced at their phone, hoping for a signal that it was time to go home. Just then, a familiar voice broke through the self-doubt. It was Taylor, a coworker Owen looked up to because of their friendly nature. Taylor approached Owen with a smile. "Hey Owen, why do you look so worried? You can jump in, you know?" Owen almost sighed with relief but felt the old fear creep back. They replied quietly, "I don't have anything to say." The words fell out, feeling weak around the sound of laughter. Taylor noticed Owen's discomfort. "You're here, right? That's just the first step," Taylor said with kindness. "Everyone feels nervous sometimes. The best stories come from trying, even when it's hard." Owen could feel the warmth spread inside at Taylor's words. They were encouraging. Maybe Owen did not have to feel this way forever. Conversations were not meant to be perfect. They were meant to be shared. But just as Owen started to feel hopeful again, another conversation changed the mood. A coworker told a joke that landed well, and laughter erupted around them. Owen felt a tightening in their chest again. Tension returned, and their self-doubt loomed larger. How could anyone feel confident among such a strong energy? How was Owen ever going to fit in? In that moment, something clicked in Owen's mind. It wasn't just the fear that held them back. It was a choice to stay quiet. Owen recalled all the times they stood by, wanting to say something but feeling afraid. Why felt this shame haunt them? The thought of change rushed into their mind. Instead of staying stuck in silence, Owen knew they needed to try to shift towards improvement. This was the pivotal moment. "I can do this," Owen whispered to themselves. It was a small detail, but it sparked new energy. They wanted to find connection, to engage, and to share their voice with the world. Suddenly, Taylor's words echoed louder in Owen's mind. "The best stories come from trying." Owen felt a new sense of determination deep inside. The fear did not go away, but now they had a choice. With a renewed spirit, Owen took a step toward the group. The tension eased with each step they took. Owen remembered that everyone had struggles. Perhaps they were not alone in feeling a bit awkward or disconnected. Rather than hold onto fear, Owen could embrace this chance. They could learn, just like a puzzle that needed a few more pieces to fit properly together. "I want to share something," Owen said, surprising even themselves with the firmness in their voice. "I might not have camping stories, but—" Owen paused only for a moment, then took a deep breath. "But I would love to hear yours." The decision felt bold, a shift that moved Owen from standing still into taking a leap. A spark of excitement replaced the failure with possibility. This moment was about transformation. Owen began their journey towards improvement, leaving behind the old fears and stepping into new opportunities. As Owen spoke, the group turned to look at them, curious and surprised. For a moment, the bustling noises faded, and Owen felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. But it was time for action. Owen focused on a friendly face in the group, a warm smile from one of their coworkers. "I might not have camping stories, but I love listening to others." It felt freeing to finally voice this thought, to contribute to the conversation. Encouraged by their own words, Owen pushed forward. "What do you all love most about camping?" Owen asked, their voice sounding steadier now. The question hung in the air, and for a moment, the room was still. Then, one coworker jumped in, sharing their fond memories of nights spent under the stars and cooking marshmallows over a campfire. As the stories began to flow, Owen felt a spark of hope. Owen listened intently, practicing active listening just as they had wanted. They maintained eye contact, nodding along, and chiming in with little comments like, "Wow, that sounds amazing," or "I would love to try that one day." Each response felt like a small victory. Owen absorbed the positive energy around them, feeling more confident with every word shared. As the conversation continued, Owen felt less like an outsider and more like a true participant. They noticed how easier it became to engage in the chatter. Owen started to ask follow-up questions, eager to know more. "Did you see any wildlife?" Owen asked, leaning in closer with interest. The group responded eagerly, exchanging stories about deer, bears, and the thrill of spotting a shooting star. With each interaction, Owen's fears melted further away. They realized that the more they listened and engaged, the more connected they felt. No longer did they stand at a distance, wishing to be part of the fun. Instead, They began to weave their own thread into the lively tapestry of conversation. Then, half feeling playful, Owen decided to share a funny story about their first attempt at cooking. It was not about camping, but it was amusing enough. As they recounted the details, laughter erupted from the group. For the first time that evening, Owen felt joy flood through them, a vibrant feeling that came from sharing a piece of themselves. With laughter ringing in their ears, Owen felt excitement grow. They learned something valuable that night. The essence of connection started with small interactions. It didn't have to be grand or astounding. Each smile, laugh, and word exchanged built a bridge toward their coworkers. Owen realized that they had the power to keep engaging. As the evening wore on, Owen felt stronger than before, still cautious but ready to embrace new challenges. Excited energy bubbled inside as they approached Taylor later for more personal interaction. "I really liked how you connected with everyone," Owen said genuinely, feeling the surge of warmth that came with the compliment. "I want to keep practicing." Taylor's smile lit up, and Owen noticed their encouraging nod. The evening showcased Owen's path to change. It demonstrated that practicing social skills could occur in everyday situations. Each shared story, each new smile held power. Owen turned tentative steps into confident strides, realizing that though it felt small, everything mattered. This journey had begun, and Owen was thrilled to see where it would lead. They were ready for more moments like these, moments of connection and belonging, determined to pursue them without turning back. Falling action. In the days following the cafe gathering, Owen felt a new energy. They began to see the world differently. Every morning at work, Owen warmly greeted coworkers with a simple hello or a bright smile. Each greeting felt easy now, where there used to be hesitation. Every time they opened their mouth, Owen felt more comfortable and confident. It was as if a door had unlocked, letting a soft light shine through the darkness of self-doubt. At lunchtime, they sought opportunities to engage. Owen started small conversations at the little tables around the break room. They asked about everyone's favorite lunch instead of eating alone. Each response revealed a connection. "I love sushi," one colleague mentioned, and suddenly Owen could share, "Me too, it is my favorite." Those sentences felt impactful, creating tiny threads of friendship. As the weeks went by, Owen actively listened and asked follow-up questions. With every interaction, they grew stronger. At a team meeting, Owen spoke up to share ideas, feeling proud as their voice echoed through the room. The usual nerves faded. Instead, a sense of belonging filled the space. With every positive experience, Owen noticed a shift in how connections formed. Conversations began to come naturally, no longer feeling forced or awkward. One evening, Owen met a friend for coffee. They wanted to catch up about their recent experiences. The moment Owen sat down, they felt eager to share. "I learned something amazing," Owen began. They talked about how socializing could lead to happiness. Owen shared how opening up felt like breathing fresh air again. Their friend listened and smiled, engaged by Owen's enthusiasm. Owen saw their friend's interest spark as they continued to share stories. Later, while taking public transport, Owen sat beside a stranger. In the past, they would have avoided eye contact and stared out the window. But now, they turned to the person and said, "Good morning. How are you today?" The smile on the stranger's face brightened the atmosphere. They engaged in a delightful conversation about their morning routine. Owen felt thrilled by connecting with someone unexpected. It was another chance that added warmth to their day. Each small interaction reminded Owen of the progress they had made. Reflecting back to the times of hesitation, Owen saw a different person. The anxiety and self-doubt were no longer within reach. Instead, confidence flourished. Owen knew they held the power to build relationships and share a piece of themselves with the world. It felt like a journey taken with little steps, growing more rewarding with each moment of laughing and sharing. Owen started to understand the importance of these friendly exchanges, making life richer and fuller. The lessons learned were not just about conversation but also about connection, warmth, and personal growth. With each experience, Owen realized they could set their path. This journey had shown them they could improve social skills step by step, creating a life filled with authentic connections. "I am growing," Owen would remind themselves, affirming the transformative power of learning through practice. There would still be challenges ahead. However, Owen felt confident they were well on their way to mastering the art of connection. They were inspired and ready to face new adventures with courage and smiles. In the following weeks, Owen continued to practice their social skills, feeling more confident than ever. They engaged in conversations and built new connections. However, Owen was faced with a serious challenge they had been avoiding for too long. Their boss, Mr. Green, often shared harsh criticism, leaving Owen feeling small and unvalued. At first, Owen overlooked it, thinking it was just part of the job. But now, with a stronger mindset, Owen began to realize that this behavior crossed a line. One afternoon, while sitting in a team meeting, Mr. Green made a snide remark about Owen's recent project. The room was quiet, and members shifted their gazes uncomfortably. Owen felt the familiar wave of fear, but this time was different. After everything they had learned, Owen decided to stand up for themselves. They took a deep breath, feeling a mix of nerves and determination. "Mr. Green, I don't appreciate that comment," Owen spoke firmly, surprising even themselves. The words felt powerful as they left their lips. Mr. Green glanced at Owen, surprised by this unexpected response. "It was just a joke," he retorted, his tone sharp. "I get that it might have seemed lighthearted, but it hurt my feelings," Owen continued, their heart pounding but resolved. "I think we can share feedback without being disrespectful." The tension hung in the air like thick fog. Some of the co-workers looked at Owen with wide eyes, astonished. They whispered among themselves about Owen's courage. Mr. Green scowled, but there was a hint of surprise in his eyes. For a moment, it was unclear how he would respond. "Fine," he eventually said, his voice lacking warmth. "Let's keep personal feelings out of work then." Despite his dismissive tone, Owen noticed some coworkers nodding in quiet support. For Owen, it became clear they had chosen to draw a line, creating a boundary where none existed before. As the days passed, Owen felt lighter. They continued to stand their ground, not just against Mr. Green, but also in other situations. When more colleagues joined in to complain about his negative remarks, Owen encouraged them to speak up. "We all deserve a respectful workplace," Owen reminded them, urging others to find their voices too. Some co-workers showed their support, agreeing that respect was vital. Others hesitated. They feared confrontation and preferred staying quiet. Owen saw these reactions clearly and felt determined to help those who struggled. They offered to share their own experiences openly, reassuring others that they were not alone in facing negativity. Slowly, the atmosphere around the office began to shift. Even Mr. Green seemed more careful with his words, aware of the changes happening around him. Owen realized the importance of setting boundaries not just for themselves but for everyone. The change began to ripple out. More conversations started happening about respect and kindness. Colleagues began to support each other. At break times, they would discuss ways to create a more positive work environment. Owen's courage blossomed into inspiration for others. Owen understood deeply that change did not come easily, but transferring the knowledge of self-worth could create a brighter workplace. As Owen reflected on their journey, they realized that growth happened when people stood together. Owen's confidence soared, feeling empowered to continue setting healthy boundaries. Nothing felt more rewarding than knowing they had taken steps toward transforming not only their life but the lives of those around them. Days passed, and the change in Owen's life began to shine. The office felt different. It was not perfect, but it was shifting toward a brighter atmosphere. Owen noticed a renewed sense of connection among coworkers. They shared ideas openly, encouraged one another, and worked as a team. Owen felt empowered as they continued to stand for themselves and for others. One afternoon, Owen worked on an important project. It was a team effort, and everyone had a role to play. As they put in their ideas, Owen felt the familiar mix of excitement and nervousness. The presentation was only a day away. Just as Owen began to doubt themselves, a coworker spoke up. "I really like Owen's ideas," Mary said during the discussion. "They bring great insight and creativity." Owen felt a rush of warmth at the unexpected support. The team nodded, and Owen's heart swelled with gratitude. It felt significant to be recognized. For so long, Owen worried about speaking up. This moment marked a small but meaningful win, reinforcing Owen's growth. After the meeting, Owen approached Mary. "Thank you for what you said in the meeting," Owen said. "It really helped me feel valued." Mary smiled, showing warmth. "You deserve it, Owen. Your ideas matter." The words were simple but impactful. Owen realized how exciting it was to have colleagues who cared and, more importantly, who also stood up for one another. That night, Owen felt a sense of peace wash over them. Despite the more negative influences around the office, they were learning to find strength within themselves. Owen took some time for self-reflection. It was crucial to recognize growth. They had gone from feeling shy and alone to being a confident contributor. Owen began to understand that even in a tough environment, positivity could bloom when courage was shared between peers. With excitement, Owen wrote down affirmations in a journal before bed. "I am worthy of respect. I bring value to my team. I can stand up for myself and others." Writing these positive statements felt like a powerful ritual, helping them solidify the progress made so far. As Owen committed to their growth, they focused on daily habits that fostered confidence and boundaries. The next morning at work, Owen approached their colleague Mark, another soft-spoken coworker who seemed hesitant in conversations. "Hey Mark," Owen said, smiling. "Have you ever thought about sharing your ideas? You often have great input." Mark looked surprised but smiled back. "I find it hard to speak up. What if I mess up?" Owen felt a sense of responsibility. "It's okay to make mistakes," Owen replied. "What matters is that we share our thoughts. We're all learning together." Encouraging Mark felt wonderful, showing Owen the power of their growth. As others began to stand for themselves and each other, Owen witnessed a wave of friendship emerge within the team. They felt united by a shared purpose. The team organized a brainstorming session where everyone, even Mark, contributed. Owen led the group, encouraging each person, making space for every voice. These moments displayed not just Owen's growth, but also how collective courage could elevate the environment. With every little success, Owen learned that true strength relied on supporting others while honoring one's own needs. It did not take grand gestures to create change. Sometimes, simple conversations could spark remarkable transformations. Owen realized that this journey was far from over. Still, they felt ready to embrace whatever next steps came, bolstered by wins both big and small. As Owen opened the door to new possibilities, they felt a distinct lightness in their heart. The future held promise, and they smiled at the thought of continuing this path of growth and connection. They were excited about what lay ahead. Resolution. As the weeks turned into months, Owen experienced a remarkable transformation. They was no longer the timid person who held back in social situations. With newfound confidence, Owen embraced conversations eagerly. The changes they had made were evident, not just in their work life but in every aspect of their day-to-day experience. Owen now felt empowered, surrounded by relationships filled with warmth and support. At the office, the atmosphere continued to improve. Owen's courage inspired a ripple effect among coworkers. Some who had once felt shy now practiced sharing their ideas openly too. There was a certain joy in collaborating. Workshops became more lively, filled with laughter and constructive discussions about what each person brought to the table. Owen felt proud to be part of a team that valued each member's input. Owen noticed that their relationship with Mr. Green also shifted. The conversation felt less tense and more open. During meetings, Owen's confidence encouraged Mr. Green to offer fair feedback and even give compliments from time to time. "Great job, Owen," he would say. Instead of feeling isolated, Owen felt it was a solid working relationship growing, filled with respect and understanding. In their personal life, Owen began to feel connections flourish as well. Friends noticed a change and encouraged Owen to join new activities and social gatherings. One weekend, Owen attended a community art class, stepping outside their comfort zone. They were met with kind faces and friendly laughter. Every interaction felt effortless. Owen practiced social skills as naturally as breathing, contributing to enjoyable conversations and discovering new friendships. During lunch breaks, conversations with coworkers flowed freely. Owen felt a sense of belonging deepening. They shared personal stories, laughter, and learning. Owen realized the value of vulnerability and authenticity. Sharing experiences bonded them with others, creating a rich tapestry of relationships. Those moments solidified new friendships grounded in trust and respect. One day, Owen ran into Mary at a local café. They started chatting about their projects but soon shifted to talking about their dreams and passions. "I never knew you painted," Mary exclaimed. Owen felt warmth at the mention of their newfound hobby. "I have been trying to explore my creative side," they explained. They both shared enthusiasm, realizing they could support each other in their creative journeys. Reflecting on all these experiences, Owen felt gratitude fill their heart. They appreciated the decision to confront challenges instead of hiding from them. Owen knew these moments came from the heart and the willingness to connect. Social skills had become vital for building deeper relationships. Owen's self-awareness had blossomed. They felt stronger emotionally and mentally. Every laughter-filled interaction reinforced Owen's belief in their ability to change the world around them. This journey was a reminder that growth often comes through small, brave choices and empowered connections. As Owen walked through life, they carried the lessons they had learned. They understood how simple actions, such as saying hello or expressing gratitude, could nurture connections. Life no longer felt overwhelming, but engaging and filled with potential. Each day held exciting opportunities to continue learning, growing, and connecting with others in significant ways. With hope and determination shining bright, Owen looked forward to the future. They truly understood the magic of social skills in cultivating meaningful connections with others. This empowered Owen to pursue whatever life brought their way, filled with confidence and purpose. It was just the beginning, and Owen felt ready for whatever came next. As time went on, Owen continued to thrive in their work and personal life. They embraced their newfound skills and felt ready for new adventures. With every day, Owen learned how to navigate challenges with confidence, inspiring others to do the same. The once shaky ground on which they stood now felt solid and secure. One sunny morning, an exciting opportunity knocked at Owen's door. The company was promoting employees who had shown leadership skills. Owen applied for a position as team leader in a new project. This was a chance to further grow their skills and support others. Owen thought back to the days when speaking up felt impossible. Now, the idea of leading a team stirred a sense of excitement instead of fear. During the interview for the new position, Owen displayed confidence. They talked about how they had learned to value teamwork and respect everyone's ideas. The panel listened closely. "We need leaders who can lift others up," one interviewer said, nodding along. Owen felt a rush of pride at hearing this. They were not just seeking a title. They were deeply committed to fostering a supportive environment for their colleagues. After a few days of waiting, Owen received the news. They had been selected for the position. Joy filled every corner of their heart. This role would allow Owen to use their skills in a fresh way. As a team leader, Owen planned to promote kindness and open communication. They wanted everyone on the team to feel seen and heard. During the team's first meeting, Owen shared their vision. "Everyone's input matters. Together, we can achieve our goals and support each other." The team looked engaged and eager to collaborate. Owen knew this was the direction to take. It would create a positive working environment. Outside of work, Owen continued to explore hobbies and friendships. They spent more time in the art class, meeting new people who shared the same interests. The friendships blossomed here, too. Owen built connections grounded in deep understanding and creativity. These healthy relationships reinforced that life was about support and sharing experiences. Amid all these positive changes, Owen often reflected on their journey. They wrote down goals to keep the inspiration flowing. Each goal was specific but actionable. Speak to one new person every week, edit their artwork and submit it to a contest, or join a community volunteering event once a month. These steps gave Owen a clear pathway for the future. They realized that challenges would appear but now felt equipped to face them head-on. Life would continue to throw surprises, but with those tools in hand, they would navigate every wave. As months passed, Owen distinctly felt a change in how they approached life. The nagging self-doubt no longer ruled their thoughts. Instead, an inner voice cheered them on. "You can do this," it said. That voice urged Owen to take each challenge, big or small, and embrace them fully. In joyful anticipation, Owen looked ahead to what awaited them. They felt empowered, confident, and hopeful. With vibrant energy ignited within them, Owen stood ready to take on new beginnings. Whether at work or in their personal life, Owen was dedicated to building authentic relationships. Change had become their friend, and they cherished every moment. Now, Owen welcomed adventures with an open heart, knowing that growth continued to unfold with every step taken.